अश्रुपूर्णाकुलेशनम् विषीदन्तमिदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदनः श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वाकश्मलमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन क्लैब्यमास्मकमपात नैतत्त्वयुपपद्यते क्षुद्रं हृदयदौर्बल्यम् त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप अर्जुन उवाच कथं भीष्ममहं संख्ये द्रोणं च मधुसूदन इषुभिः प्रतियोक्ष्यामि पूजार्हावरिसूदन कुरु न हत्वा हि महानुभावान् श्रेयो भोक्तुं वैक्षमपीह लोके हत्वार्थकामांस्तु कुरूनिहैव भुञ्जीय भोगान् रुधिरप्रदिग्धान् न चैतद्विद्मः कतरन्नो गरीयः यद्वा जयेम यदि वा नो जयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषामः ते स्थिताः प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्राः कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम् न हि प्रपश्यामि ममावनुद्यात् यच्छोकमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमापसपत्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम् सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा हृषीकेशं गुडाकेशः परन्तपः न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीं बभूवः तमुवाच हृषीकेशः प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वचः श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोचानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासूनगतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वां नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम् देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिः धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्ण प्रश्नसुखदुःखदाः आगमापायिनो नित्यः तांस्ति तिक्षस्व भारत यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभा समदुःखसुखं धीरं सोमृतत्वाय कल्पते नासतो विद्यते भावः नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः त्वयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः अविनाशि तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वमिदं ततं विनाशमव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हति अन्तवन्त इमे देहाः नित्यस्योक्ताः शरीरिणः अनाशिनो प्रमेयस्य तस्माद्युध्यस्व भारत य एनं वेत्ति हन्तारम् यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम् उभौ तौ न विजानीतः नायं हन्ति न हन्यते न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे वेदाविनाशिनं नित्यं य एनमजमव्ययम् कथं स पुरुषः पार्थ घ्रातयति हन्तिकम् वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि नैनं चिन्दति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापः न शोषयति मारुतः अच्छेद्योऽयमदाह्योऽयम् अक्लेद्यो शोष्य एव च नित्यः सर्वगतं स्थाणुः अचलोऽयं सनातनः अव्यक्तोऽयमचिन्त्योऽयम् अविकार्योऽयमुच्यते तस्मादेनं विदित्वैनं नानुशोचितुमर्हसि। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
See if you can fix this. Not now. Obviously I have another pair. This anytime you can See if it will go in there.
Very interesting.
It will be very interesting. Yeah. It's already interesting. So, continuing to talk about the doer. Who is the doer? I. That is the whole, what is that? Well-growing of the doer with the I. And to a certain extent, this is unavoidable, because even when you're trying to give up the doer, who is acting as the giver-upper of the doer?
The doer.
And who is the one who says, I'm ignorant? The doer. And who says, I have to do something about it? The doer. And who is the one who comes to a Vedanta class after hearing Gita chanting from outside? Who wafts in? The doer. Because without being the doer, how will the legs go? Somebody has to tell the legs, go here, this is sounding nice, maybe this is what you need. Doer, correct? And who says, yippee, I have moksha? Who says that? Doer. So this is a very iffy thing, and this is why people don't understand this. This is why other people get very scared of it, because the idea is, and this I have been asked in so many activist Hindu settings, because these are people who says, if you are a Hindu, you should do something. See, even Krishna told, what's his name, Arjuna, to fight. You have to do something. And look, the Hindus of the world are in peril, and nobody is doing anything about it. And so what are you doing? They asked me, I was like, who, me? What are you doing? And you should not mislead people to moksha at this crucial time. You should tell them to fight for their rights, because there are so many forces and so many forced conversions taking place and difficult situations. Granted, none of this is incorrect. All this is true, but that doesn't, there is, the feeling is, if you go for moksha, it's one of the things in the world, and doing is more important than moksha, because if you go for moksha, then you have abandoned the doing. And how will society progress? What is progress? Where everybody is addicted to something that keeps going like this, what is progress? No spare time, all kinds of new diseases, no understanding of anything, no basic courtesy, no social skills. We call this progress. So the fear is that it's not going to help the society. The one who takes moksha has turned his or her, one who takes to moksha has turned his or her back against the society. It's either or. If you are for the society, you will continue doing. If you are against the society, you will go, somewhere, sit in a cave, come out regularly for bhiksha. That's what you will do. And so this is a total misapprehension. Moksha is a selfish pursuit. In that time that you are working for moksha, sitting in a class and just getting all heady with, verses like this one, you could be going and planting a garden for the poor. You could be feeding people in a kitchen, soup kitchen. You could be doing a clothes drive. You go from house to house and tell, even if you have one torn t-shirt, give it to me, and you can send it to people, in so many parts of the world where they are struggling to buy a pair of shoes, clothes. You could do all kinds of things. You could start a non-profit for the poor right here. And instead what are you doing? Wasting time. Wasting time, sitting in front of, a person who is disseminating the wrong information. Just because it worked for them and because they were privileged enough. Moksha is a elitist, privileged path, and also an inherently selfish one. All right. Let us go with this Purva Paksha for a little while. These are the modern Purva Pakshas. All right, it is a selfish drive, fine. What about your clothes drive? Oh, that is for everyone. That is for the people helping, for whom I am helping. It's helping the people. You know? Don't do it, let somebody else do it. Why do you have to do it? No. You know, I like doing it. How? Why you like doing it? No, because those poor people there, they are crying for clothes. Let them cry. What is it to you? Do you know them? Are they related to you? No. Have you even seen them? No. Then why are you so interested in children in some, 10,000 miles away? That's why they have an organization called Cry. So, because they are crying. Let them cry. There is an organization. You know. Let them cry. Why are you so bothered? No, there was earthquake. Let the earthquake is there every day. You open the paper, in some place or the other there is earthquake. No, but these poor children. Let them be. Let them cry. No, I like doing it. Now we are talking. Why do you like doing it? It makes me feel good. See, we are now back to the reality. What is the reality? I am feeding people, I am helping with serving in the soup kitchen because it makes me feel good. I am helping out with this clothes drive because it makes me feel good. It's all about me. Even, see, here at least in moksha, we blatantly say it is all about me. We don't sit here and say, if we learn the secrets, the rahasya of Vedanta, the whole world is going to be enlightened. We are not making any such claim. We blatantly say, this is all about you. You straighten your view of yourself, the Jagat, and Bhagavan as yourself. There is nothing else there. All there is you. And when you straighten yourself out, what happens? The whole world, as it were, is in repose. Because really speaking, one's own activities and actions are responsible. One's thoughts, one's activities, one's actions are responsible for the way in which one leads one's life. One cannot hold anyone else responsible. My own actions. And this is what we talk about. If your actions are dushita means somehow compromised by fears, by the force, by the hold of fears, desires, etc., then what is the problem? The problem is not that you are doing. The problem is how you are acting. In what ways are you acting? And how you are seeing yourself. That is where 100% objectivity. Because even the person doing the most charitable thing is doing it because they feel good. Otherwise they would not be able to do it. That is what it is. So then that gives us a clue that it is not so much the, doer that, or the doing even that is at stake here, or that is under discussion. Because the doer is ultimately what? Atma. Everything is Atma. Doer is Atma. Atma na eva duvaraha. This is what we have to say. Atma is never the doer. Doer is Atma. Like a person playing so many roles. This fellow, highly paid Bollywood actor, now there is all kinds of things. Bollywood, Tollywood, Collywood, Sandalwood. Sandalwood is Chennai Bollywood. So there is one Bollywood actor, let us say, who is highly paid. In one film he is a hero. In another film he is the village idiot, a zero. And in the third film he's got some kind of a Spider-Man type cameo role. He comes and saves someone and then goes away. It's a short character role, guest appearance as they call it. And in the fourth film, he is the villain. He is the villain that stops the villain between between the hero. He comes in between the hero and the heroine. Villain means the marriage. Yeah, he puts a big kantaka, big thorn he puts. So these are the four roles that this fellow is essaying. Same fellow. In one he has a mustache, in one he has this Spider-Man like costume, in the other one he's got a dunce cap, and then in the fourth one he's got a they make these kinds of eyebrows that make him look really wicked. So all these roles are upheld by the same person. Who is the hero? This fellow. Who is the villain? This fellow. Who is the zero? This fellow. Who is this Spider-Man? This fellow. Who is this fellow? Neither the hero, nor the villain, nor the zero. Correct? That is how this is. The person is Atma. The Atma upholds all the roles that one plays, including that of the doer. Doer is Atma. Like the hero, the body of the hero, the mind of the hero, the speech of the hero is all belonging to the person. Hero is nothing but the person. Person is not a hero. That's all. The person is just an actor. And likewise, the Atma also is neither the Karta. Karta is Atma. Atma is not Karta. Bhokta is Atma. Atma is not Bhokta. This we have to understand. Even if we don't understand, we have to just look at it as a possibility. Play with it. Think about it as a possibility. This is something to understand. This is the crux of the teaching. This one verse is enough for the whole Gita. Nothing else is needed. This one and that other one in that fourth chapter or somewhere it comes. Karmani akarmayah paschet akarmani cha karmayah sa buddhiman manushyeshu sa yuktah sa kritsna karma krit. Kritsna karma krit means the one who has moksha, the one who is doing everything, who has done everything for which one was put here on earth to do. Kritakritya, kritsna karma krit, all of them are same. And so, coming back to the doer, Atma is that which silently upholds all roles. It's the person behind the roles. It is the Purusha that powers the roles. Even as when one is playing a video game or playing with one's phone or whatever it is, the battery is invisible. Correct? It's behind somewhere. In fact, you don't even know it until it runs out. Here you don't know it at all until you choose to, because Atma never runs out. You run out of steam being a doer. Then you stop and see, okay, what is really happening? Who is doing this? Atma never runs out. Atma keeps showing this. It's like an LCD light that keeps lighting up everything. It's the source that powers everything without being any one thing. Like even, this is an old example, like even the electricity. Same electricity powers the light bulb. Nowadays they are weird looking, They are like chaklis. And the same electricity. And the same electricity cools down in the form of fridge. And the same electricity cooks and calls itself microwave. Correct? Yeah. One cooks, one keeps it raw, the freezer, deep freeze. It's the opposite things. And one shines the light on both their doings. It powers everything. So many various gadgets that same source powers, and each one may look different than the other. In fact, the gadget is nothing but electricity. It's just when you cut out all the frills, it's just a bunch of circuits of how to make this electricity come out. That's all it is. It's just a circuit board, all of them. So the entire gadget is just a medium, an upadhi to contain, as it were, and to express this electricity. The gadget is electricity alone, is electric gadget. Electricity is not the gadget. That's all it is. This is what we have to understand. Then what is electricity? Aprameya. You cannot touch it, you don't want to touch it. Bzz, Yeah. Aprameya. It is known, like the Atma. It is not known as an object. It is that which powers, it's the juice which powers all my roles and all my thoughts. And even that which I call me, mine, even that I-ness, it powers, empowers. But all those roles are, the role is nothing but the person. The role is mithya, doer is mithya, that relies heavily on this juice. Yes, of the one who is. So when I say doer is, the is doesn't belong to the doer, it belongs to the Atma. The doer is a projection of the Atma. A benign projection, unlike our famous one. What is that? Snake rope. Doer is an aropa upon this Atma which says, I never did anything. That is why baby Krishna comes home and says, I didn't eat no butter. I didn't drink the milk. That's it's knowledge. This is knowledge. This is what it is, and he didn't get it. You cannot say, oh, it is because he was small, he didn't know. He didn't get any better after he grew up either. And he sat on the bank and was fed by all these gopis. They brought him nice food to eat, and then by the time they finished, they packed up the whatever dabbas they brought. The river Yamuna was in great spate. They could not go home. And he says, ladies, you don't need to go home. It's fine by me if you want to spend the night right here. They said, no. Anything but that. You're dangerous. We don't want to be anywhere near you. We need to go home. Make the Yamuna, go down. It's in spate. Go make it go down so that we can cross and go back. And he said, well, I can give you a mantra. Oh, give us a mantra. That will make the Yamuna go down? Sure it will. And the whole time during the meal, he could not keep his hands off them. He was, holding one's hand and embracing the other and pinching one's cheek. And he was just so in love with all of them, and they were totally in love with him throughout the meal. And then, he said, here is the mantra. Go to the bank and say, if Krishna is a total brahmachari, has never even touched or thought of a woman, may the flood go down instantly. And they said, liar. You pulled my dupatta. You are such a big liar. You pinched my cheek. You held my hand. You tried to embrace me. How can you say that you are not doing anything? This is a lie. He said, like I said, I would love to put you all up. No problem. You can stay here. No, we have to go. Then go use the mantra. I've given you a mantra, use it. Mantra is meant to be used, not to be kept on the shelf. Use it. And they didn't, when night was falling, thunder was there, all the clouds were gathering. They said, okay, we better go home. This looks like a dangerous night. So they went, and half-heartedly, they didn't even believe in the mantra. All right, if Krishna is a brahmachari, he's never touched or thought of a woman, may this Yamuna, Mother Yamuna, may you come down. Immediately the floods recede, stops raining, everything. They are able to just wade across. This is all knowledge. This is what is knowledge. No, but this is a nice cop out, isn't it? You can just do whatever you like and then you say, I am not the doer. This is a great, sounds like a good excuse for anyone to say, well, I've studied Vedanta, so I am absolving myself of everything. I didn't do this. This is the truth. But, when you say here, it says that Atma is not responsible for any kind of action. This is not a free pass to go against dharma. That is at a different level. This is at the level of paramarthikam sat, to imbibe which one has to have dharma. One has to go with the flow, the cosmic flow of what is correct, what is right, and what is there for me to do is something that one has to follow until one learns not to flout it. Then only this teaching becomes relevant. Until that honesty with regard to oneself and that accountability comes, this mantra will not speak. This mantra will, be always contentious in the mind. And so therefore, that is why, even though this vision is given, later on it is buttressed with the way of life that is designed to assimilate this vision. And the way of life is really dharma. That's all it is. So, but then why do I follow dharma in order to let it go? Exactly. Why did you learn to ride a tricycle before a bicycle? Why did your bicycle have those 2 extra wheels when you were small? No, because I didn't know how to balance. Bingo. That's all. You're learning to balance. Once the balance is accomplished, then you don't say, is this wheel useless? It had a use. And now it's finished its use, because what it was doing, now you are doing. You needed a crutch. One needed a prop. Now the prop, is in proper place. That's why it's no longer a prop, because it has been assimilated. You are doing what that balancing wheel was doing. Now those balancing wheels, which are given for that small bicycle, are removed because this toddler has learned to balance. That's what the whole thing is. And so when one is in keeping with the cosmic flow, one is not flouting the laws of Ishvara. And what really is the law of Ishvara here? The law of Ishvara, when we talk about the law of Ishvara, it is being in the right place at the right time, non-injury. These are what we call the laws. It's not going against what is. And that is where the free will is compromised, the raga and the dvesha. And that is where exactly that is the place of hurt and guilt. So even for the removal of hurt and guilt especially with a doer, there is a process that cannot be compromised. And the process is that I let go relatively of the guilt and the hurt by learning to do the right things at the right time, in the right way, and then a one more step. Also on the relative level, which we talked yesterday about letting go of this hurt and the guilt at the altar of surrender, that is Ishvara. And then the final step. What is the final step? The final step is seeing myself as the non-doer, as that Ishvara who is blessing all doings without doing anything. This is what the whole thing is. This does not bring the society to a standstill. This does not stop action. It stops with the ahankara from identifying itself with the action, which is the cause of all kinds of roadblocks. So in fact you have free action. Action is freed from the tethers of ragadvesha, from the tethers of this ahankara which thinks I am the actor. Therefore, either it acts, or it stops acting, or it acts wrongly, or it has a big complex about acting, and then it acts and then it gets disappointed because it was not greeted in a certain way. Its expectations of the action were not in line with what happened. This is what is stopped. So, in fact, stepping back, the backward steps we took yesterday, that is very important from this whole question of the doer, identifying myself as the doer. Why? Because this is the cause of moha, shoka and bhaya. This here, the doer. Half the cause. Oh, half the cause? Half the cause. Why half the cause? Because it's half the class. And what is what is the other half? Bhokta. Bhokta. What is the other half cause of shoka, moha, bhaya? Bhokta. Karta one half, bhokta. These are the two shadow fellows. And when Adi Shankara was small, he had two imaginary friends. One was called Mrityu, one was called death. Like this, so he had shadow and death or something like that. Two imaginary friends. This karta bhokta have that place. When bhokta, they have perfect marriage, karta and bhokta, and a lovely division of labor. One goes to sleep, the other one is active, and the other one says, I think I'll take a rest. Karta says, I'm on it. Doer and experiencer. The doer is a guilty person. The guilty person, in fact, is the one who identifies with the doer. Always guilty. Guilty means what? Why did I do the wrong thing? Why did I not do the correct thing? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I? Why did I? Why didn't I? Why did I? Like a ping pong, That means what? Guilt is as a result of misidentification with oneself as the doer. If that is the definition of guilt, what is the definition of hurt? The misidentification of oneself with other people's doings or not doings. So if guilt is not being able to live with my own omissions and commissions as the doer, hurt is not being able to live with other people's omissions and commissions. Only the pronoun changes. Instead of why did I do this, why did they do this to me? See, I am in the second case now. Yeah, first I was in the first case. This is a case in point. So I was first, karta means the agent. And now I am what? The object of other people's agency. I am reduced to a mere object. I, who can never be objectified, how can it be an object? Yes, but you don't understand what my life is like. This one did this, and that one is doing this, and the third one is planning this, and you don't know my childhood, what all they did. So we use the third person, singular, dual, plural. You, no, he, she, it, both of them, all of them, oh my God, so many hurts. And then second person is used. You did this, you both did this, y'all did this, and all these things are done. And then the I has got this sinking feeling. Oh, I think I have a tummy ache. I suddenly don't feel so good. This is bhokta. Bhokta means the total identification with the not guilty. Who is this other one? Hurty. Guilty and hurty. Yeah, guilty marries hurty. Sometimes this happens in life. People who are primarily guilty, feeling guilty all the time, they look for someone who's always hurt. And it's a marriage made in heaven in a certain way. Because guilty can't stop apologizing, and it's not enough for hurty. Yes, it's never enough. Really, it's very interesting. And so the guilty keeps feeling, I'm wrong, I'm wrong, I'm wrong, I'm wrong, I'm wrong, Aya Namaha. You know, this is what the mantra is. And the hurties keeps on saying, you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong, I'm wronged. First one says, I'm wrong, the other one says, I'm wronged. This is what it is. And don't think of these as two separate people. They are just shift workers inside this jiva. They work shifts and they are very cooperative. Yeah, this time you work the graveyard shift. You know, Hurti tells guilty, inner Hurti tells inner guilty. Inner Bhokta tells the inner Karta. You worked the graveyard shift and gave this person insomnia. Now it's my turn. Next night, this fellow will not sleep because of all the whole gamut of things done to him. Him, her. This is, you know, that's why Bhagavan doesn't need color TV, you know, what is that called? Cable. All that is not needed. Because he just has to switch from one jiva to another. Each one is a reality show. Yeah, Mithya pretending to be Satyam. What better reality show? Each one is a character, this Bhokta, Karta. And I won't be surprised if Vishnu and Lakshmi fight over which channel to watch, whom to watch today. No, that fellow is more interesting. No, that fellow is just a bore. Let's look at this one. This is what it is. Bhokta means what? I am done in. I am done in by other people's doings. This is what it is. So the other people are at fault. I am faulted. This is wrong. This is wrong. Nobody has faulted me or salted me or whatever it is. This is we are talking of Atma too, which is better than Teflon and not even toxic. Nothing sticks. In fact, they learned how to make Teflon after seeing Atma. Really, the original non-stick Atma. That's what it is. Nothing sticks. Hurt just goes down, washes away. Guilt, what guilt? When it cannot do, why will it be guilty? When it's not the experiencer, how will it be hurt? And so therefore what? Neither this bhokta is a problem, because in a way the karta and the bhokta are connected. Bhokaya karma. So one becomes an actor not to entertain other people, but why? For the sake of doing bhoga. So this karta quickly turns into bhokta. Doesn't like what came as karma phala. And then, retraces the step back to karta. And then what? Becomes bhokta, becomes karta, becomes bhokta, becomes karta. This is the guilt chasing, this is the hurt chasing. Becomes bhokta, becomes karta, becomes bhokta. This is just a thing. The whole life after life after life. It's like a cat and mouse game. When the cat, whether it's small cat or big cat, they like to play with their food. Yeah. Their parents, did not teach them. Children now, don't play with your food. In fact, they encourage them, play with your food, get exercise. It's 2 in 1. Yeah. So first it will pounce and then make eye contact with that poor thing which is under the big heavy paw and says, look who's the boss. And then the cat, small or big, will just let it escape little bit. And then as soon as the thing says, oh, my karma is good today, before it can barely get the words out, again the tail, it cannot move its tail. This is what is called cat and mouse game. This is exactly how it is with karta bhokta. 1 minute one is the cat. Got it! Identifies with this big cat, roars. Look at me. Look at what I have caught. This whole big rhino I caught by myself. Next minute what? Next minute becomes the bhokta, squeaks, let me free, set me, free. So this is what it is. The same jiva. 1 minute cat, 1 minute rat. This is all it is. It doesn't take too long. From karta to bhokta, from cat to rat. Bhogaya karma, that's the connection between the two. And then when one repudiates what one got, then one becomes karta again because I want to do it again because I have changed my mind. I have, done, this is not correct, so I have to do this again. So I redo it, and then again I'm still left unhappy. Why? What is the one? I told you karta powers bhokta, and then bhokta in turn powers karta. But what powers both of them? Raga dvesha. Raga dvesha. That is what it is. Raga dveshas are one's own expectations of how something will turn out. Not even expectations. Expectations are okay to have. But the inability to cope with what is, this is what is the problem. This is what gives birth to a new karta every minute. The inability to make peace with what is. No, but why shouldn't I change it? Please change. Were you able to change? How long are you married? Oh, 50 years. Were you able to change anything about the person that you married? Well, no. All right. Have you given up trying? Well, no. That's my point here. That's my point. Change what you can. That's why we love this serenity. What is that? Prayer. Give me the viveka to know what to change and what cannot be changed. Certain things cannot be changed. Give me the strength to change what I can. And give me the grace to accept what I can't, what can't be changed. That grace, that acceptance is what we are talking about. Not in relation to putting up with everything. That's not what it is. In relation to what cannot be changed. Because what cannot be changed is, we call it by another name. We call it the infallible. And the infallible is another name for Ishvara. We don't say Ishvara is infallible, it's a setup for disaster. We say that which is infallible is Ishvara. This is what we have to understand. That which is infallible is Ishvara. So, and what is infallible? That which I cannot change, despite trying. What is infallible? That which follows me like something, like a karma. Yes, that's the only thing that follows relentlessly. And what else is infallible? The fact that I keep finding myself in certain situations, in certain ways, at certain times. Despite my best efforts, I'm not able to change it. So it's time to dedicate the efforts, because the efforts are really not my efforts. Here is where you can give oneself, where one can give oneself a lesson in akartrutvam even on the relative level. This is a meditation. Sit down and think. Whenever the doer attacks, sit down and think, how come I did this? Oh, because I'm great. I did it. That'll be the first answer that comes, which is usually not correct. Let it go a little deeper. How did I do this? Think. Well, I am the one, who did something great. Let's say I invented something. Sliced bread. I was the one. Without me, everybody was eating bread in an uncivilized way, just breaking things off like savages. I invented sliced bread and have changed the face of humankind, slice by slice. I have this. How did you invent it? No, that's because I'm brainy. Go a little deeper, think about it. Well, I was just slicing carrots actually. And then I got the idea. How were you slicing carrots? With a knife. Did you invent the knife? No, 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 that was already there. Did you invent the carrot? No, 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 that was also there. But the idea is mine. How? Because I told you, I thought it. It just came to me. I was slicing. I said, oh, wish we could do this to bread. Then I tried it on bread. It worked. Then I said, oh, I have to sell this and get rich. So it's mine. Where did this idea come from? Stop badgering me. I already told you that this idea was born in my head. So, did you make the head? No. I didn't make the head. Where did this head come from? Well, it was there. Hello. I was born with it. It's not that after I was born, like a helmet, I attached the head. No. Everybody knows what stupid questions you're asking. Okay, you were born with it. I have great IQ. You know, my parents are also very brainy. So you mean you inherited this head? Or what's in it? Well, you can say that. So really, your IQ or the intellectual ability which led you to this place is not really you. All right. But they are not my parents either. Yes, we agree with that also. But for now, at least you're acknowledging someone other than yourself. So in other words, intelligence is given. The ability to have idea given. The spare time for the idea to come is given. How come you had this idea now? How long have you been slicing carrots? Oh, for many years. How come you didn't have the idea with the first carrot or the first potato you sliced? You didn't have the idea. Why only with the 150th carrot you had this idea? Why? I don't know. Why? Because the time for this invention to come through your head was the correct time. That it came through your head is also given. Why not the head of someone else? No, because they are not so brainy, I told you. Yes, but how come they are not so brainy? Or why, if that is indeed true? Well, I don't know. Why this time, this particular invention, in this country, in this way? Why? I don't know. And this has also happened, this is a true story, that this Bell, who is credited with the telephone, was actually stole the patent from one Meucci. Yeah. I know this woman. She wrote her great-grandfather. She wrote a book correcting all the things and bringing, because he had left so many notes and everything. And so, getting the correct thing, and the Italy gave her an award for this and righted this whole thing. Why did Bell steal? I don't know. Why did Meucci the departed, have to wait for so long to get the credit? For almost 100 years to get the credit? Don't know. The infallible. This is the infallible. This is what is infallible. To see that in every so-called wrong, that everything is all right, that is a great blessing. That is the place of blessing I want to be in. In every wrong, there is a right. They say 2 wrongs don't make a right. Even in 1 wrong is enough for us. What I call wrong is that surface level ragadvesha response, reaction. When you see that this is the only way it can be. There is growth. Otherwise there is no growth, only grown. Yeah, that's all it is. And this is where this karta bhokta handshake is slowly separated. So it's not that I stop doing. I stop feeding the bhokta through my actions. That is what the doer is. That is where the doer gets derailed and goes off on a parallel reality. I stop feeding the bhokta through my actions. Who is the bhokta? Bundle of ragadveshas. And then Bhokta also stops further karma by learning to be at peace with what is. What is Ishvara. First two letters of is, first two letters of Ishvara, total match. Yeah. Vara in Sanskrit means always. So Ishvara means what is unchanging always. That which is the giver. So here the giver is recognized. If I am able to do something because I have been given, I am in a position to do this, and in fact that makes one feel very good. That I am blessed to do this. I am in a position to do this. And it frees one up to do more and more. Otherwise one is an inhibited doer. This is an uninhibited doer. Doer is I am not the doer. Then the person is uninhibited. Like King Janaka, who was able to rule the whole country and was also able to teach Vedanta at the same time, a jnani. Like that one can be. That is the whole idea. And so therefore, the verses from the two verses from the Kathopanishad, this first one, takes the whole thing about killing, even though there is no battle in the Kathopanishad. Why does it use the example of killing? The Tika says, it is Prathama Malla Nyaya, the logic of the village strongman, wrestler. If you want to be the reigning wrestling champion in any said village, do you have to go and box every urchin and every single person there? No. Why? What do you have to do? You have to knock the reigning champion out of the ring. That's all. Because the champion has done the hard work of fighting the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, the finals, and has been declared champion. And this champ you have to knock out. And once you knock the person out, what are you? The reigning champion. What is the most heinous thing anyone can do? Kill. That is the thing. So it doesn't start, how does this verse go? Hanta, that is the Kathopanishad. Ya evam vetti hantaram. Yeah. Why does it say hantaram, killer? It may as well say ya enam vetti teeth brusher, yaschainam manyate eater. No, those are all, what? Innocuous activities. You take the most heinous thing. What is the most source of guilt? Killing someone. That's nothing worse than that. And what's the most source of hurt? Something that you love being killed, being taken away. That is why in doing this, in knocking off the Prathama Malla in the form of the extreme hurt and the extreme guilt, the source, the Upanishad here, the Gita, knocks off all actions. So the killer and the killed, the Karta, Bhokta respectively here, in relation to the most heinous of crimes, become the stand-in for all actions and for all experiences. That is why the killing example is used. So, yaha enam means who? Dehinam. Hantaram vetti. Yaha cha manyate aham hataha iti manyate. Of course, you can't think aham hataha. Aham hataha you cannot say. Why? Why cannot you say aham hataha? Huh? You're not the doer. Why can't you say aham hataha means what? Translate first. Huh? Yeah, I'm killed. Why can't you say that? Yeah, because what would say that is gone. And even if you are there, let's say as a bhuta, as a preta sharira, you are there, you are not dead. So you cannot say I am dead. What would have said I am dead? The one that identifies with the doer and the done in, and the one that identifies with the body, mind, sense complex. When the body is gone, there is just a free being, correct? Even if the jiva is not enlightened, there is one fellow hanging near the body, and that fellow will not say I am killed. because I'm still here. I'm looking at that thing that is killed. So therefore, aham hataha, it's a funny thing to say, but it is showed here that yaha, that's why it's put in this way, yaha, if anyone, the one who, this is a hypothetical thing, if someone, we have to take it properly, otherwise it will not make any sense. If someone were to say, if one were to say that the Atma is the agent of a heinous crime such as killing, and if another were to say that the Atma is killed, not the one who died, okay? Yeah. Then those two, ubhautau, na vijanito, they don't know, vijanitah, they don't know that ayam Atma, this Atma is neither the subject nor the object of any crime. It's not the doer nor the done in. Bhashya. Yah enam prakritam dehinam vetti janati hantaram hananakriyayaha kartaram. Yah cha enam anyah, he explains this, not the one who died, anyah, someone else, manyate hatam. Deha hananena hataha aham iti, he puts it in apostrophes, even though he is constrained to use this word, hananakriyayaha karma bhutam. So he says, he just explains the verse here, because he says the one who says prakritam dehinam, prakritam under discussion and in the context, what is prakritam? This dehinam, who is this dehin? One who is in the deha. But who really is this dehin? The sharirin of the last verse. Yeah, nityasya uktaha sharirinaha. That sharirin is the dehin, that same one, the indweller of the body of mind sense complex, the one who says such a person says what? Knows or understands, misunderstands. Janati, this is durvijnanam. So durvijnanena, durvivekena janati, knows in the form of wrong knowledge. What is that? Hantaram. Hantaram, second case, the killer. Hantaram, yaha, hanta, hantaro, hantarah. So one who knows this Atma as the killer. This is how to take it. As the killer means what? He explains, because hantaram could mean the object. No. Here it is hananakriyayaha kartaram. The cause of the one who is the cause of the act of killing. And then yahacha enam, someone else, another person. This Atma again, manyate, says or thinks or has wrong knowledge. Hatam iti manyate means what? Deha hananena aham hataha iti. He puts it in heavy quotes. So, deha hananena, with the death of the body, the I is also gone. Iti. The I, not I. The I is gone. When the body goes, the I, which was inhabiting the body, also goes. The one who thinks, then what? Tau ubhau na vijanito na jnatavantau avivekena atmanam aham pratyaya vishayam. Wonderful. Both of them do not know. What do they not know? Na jnatavantau. What do they not know? Why do they not know? Because they have no discrimination. Because they have identified with the wrong thing. What do they not know? Atmanam. They do not know the Atma as the subject. Aham pratyaya vishayam. The subject of I cognition. The Atma is the subject of I cognition, which is never an object. And so the subject is that which never becomes an object. So it can never be that over which any operation or anyone's action such as killing etc. can take place. And the subject also is that subject out of which the doer rises and falls like even a wave in this ocean. So the I is that subject consciousness, limitless, grand, oceanic, which gives rise to the doer. And the doer, what's the word for it, goes to sleep back in that I. Without the I undergoing any change, the I projects the doer, withdraws the doer, projects the thinker, withdraws the thinker. Projects, withdraws, numerous projections, numerous withdrawals, without the bank account ever getting debited, because the aham pratyaya vishaya and aham pratyaya gochara, that which is known by I cognition. How many things are there? Let's count. I and what else? Nothing else. I alone is known by the I cognition. But what about the not I? Hello, what is there before the I? Not. So that, how can you count that? No, but didn't you say one time not I is also I? Yeah, because everything is I. But then why do you make the distinction not I? Because I don't make the distinction. No, then who makes the distinction? The aviveki makes the distinction. The aviveki thinks of himself, herself as tied up in knots with the not I. That's why it's called not I, K-N-O-T-I. A knotted I. Yeah. The I, the samsari I does crochet with and gets into a big, all kinds of knots. You know, crochet is full of knots. Crochet, yes, crochet is full of knots. That's all it is. And then gets into a complete tango. Yeah, tango with the knot I. Tangled tango. This is what it is. So, therefore, this not I business, what is this not I? It's a projection. We already said that if the doer itself is a projection, what to talk of other objects? If the doer is a role, what to talk of the toothbrush used by the doer? You know, come on. If the doer itself is a projection. I have a question. What about the hair comb? You know. What about that? What about the, you know, nail cutter, the comb? What about all that? So when the doer itself is a prop, what about the props of the doer? Come on, you know. Everything is powered by the Atma. The Atma is as though doer, not really the doer. The only thing which is a matter of I cognition. That is the subject of I cognition. Whereas everything else is a subject of, object of this cognition. Idam pratyaya vishayaha. Idam, 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 idam. So many idams. How many ahams? One aham. Too many idams. And to illustrate this itself, he says, aham pratyaya vishaya. There's only one more sentence. I'll take 5 minutes. Because I don't want to leave this hanging thing, especially since tomorrow we don't have this class. So, aham pratyaya vishaya means what? The subject of I cognition, which never becomes not I. No, but you said not I becomes I. Let it know. The main point is the I does not become not I. In fact, there is no such thing called not I. All there is I. But what about my toothbrush? What about my money? What about my house? What about my spouse? The Atma of all of that is you. The truth of the house, spouse, mouse, everything is you. It's not, none of that is separate from you. The fact that I see them separately is a cause for samsara. That's all that's being talked about here. So that's why he said in the last verse, let's not forget the connection. In the last verse it was said that antavanta ime dehaha, these dehas, bodies are many, they are all subject to end. Nityasya sharirinaha, they all belong to one I. Who is that one I? The one I that powers all these bodies, all these minds, all these doers which it upholds. So even the doer, this is how I began the talk yesterday, is the doer a subject of this cognition, an object of this cognition or I cognition? Now I'll ask it again. Is doer this or I?
This.
This. Doer is this. You know, this is the doer. Doer is me, like everything is me. I am not the doer. That's what is being pointed out here. Very beautifully and quietly he puts in the word aham pratyaya vishayam. Aham is this I cognition, this atma is the only thing that can be referred to as the I. Everything else is just a projection of this I. Hanta aham hatah asmi aham iti deha hananena atmanam yo, it says yau here, it's wrong. If it says yau, it's wrong. Yo vijanitah, no, yau, correct. Yau, ubhau tau, yau vijanitah, tau atmaswarupa anabhignyau ityarthah. So those two people, the two kinds of people who say what? Hanta aham hatah, asmi. Hatah asmi aham, hanta aham, killer I am, killed I am, like this within quotes. When the body dies, the one who thinks that I am dead, or when the body is dead, I think that I am the one who is killing, both of them are anabhignyau, do not comprehend, are totally ignorant of what? The nature of the I. The nature of the I. Yasmat. Why? Because na ayam atma hanti na hanana kriyayaha karta bhavati na hanyate cha karma bhavati iti avikriyatvat. This atma is a changeless I, and the changeless I has to undergo a change to become karta, now bhokta. So if atma is karta, then atma cannot become bhokta. Then if it is changed to become the bhokta, which is with the real atma, please stand up. The real atma is neither karta nor bhokta. It upholds kartritvam, it upholds bhoktritvam without being either. Very beautiful. And so saying, the next verse, also from the Kathopanishad, is introduced along with a tune change. Yeah, this is the first time I think we are encountering a tune change. And the first time when we encounter a tune change, a little something to be said about it. It is called a Trishthup meter. Usually when we go Dharma Kshetre Kurukshe, and for some reason it slows down. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. That tune. That is called Anushtup. 8-8-8-8. This is 12-12-12-12. 12 syllables. And the tune is slightly different. We will see that on Tuesday. But the tune is different. It's whenever the tune is different in the Bhagavad Gita, it's time to wake up. Yeah. And it is done at specific points in the text. In all these 700 verses, there's kind of a handful of verses, and of course almost the entire 11th chapter is in this Trishthup tune. And the tune change, the meter change, is so that one is alerted to the fact that something important is being talked about. So that is why we'll see that on Tuesday. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Harinder, what will a Turkish woman like?
What will a Turkish woman?
Yeah, so someone who's getting married.